Hi everyone, this video today is going to show you how to set up your Mafell / Bosch FSN track with the new Hinge Dogs. As you can see here, I've got the Hinge Dogs all set up as I would if I was using it for cutting boards using our system here. Now as you can see, I've got the fence set up, I've got the right hand fence set up, and I'm also using our narrow cut stops just for some extra support. So let me show you how all this goes together. When you receive your order through the post, you'll receive these sort of items here. So this is a complete set here. So you're going to receive the actual Hinge Dogs part, and you're going to receive the dogs and shafts that you're going to need to run them. You'll also receive the 2 hex Allen keys that you'll need. And as you probably noticed, we have changed the thumb screw here, or the hex key here, just to be slightly different from the original video we did, just to make life a little bit easier, and I'll explain more. So the first things you've got to do is, we always check it, but it's always good to make sure that these are running freely within your dogs. They are tight tolerances, but they shouldn't snag and they shouldn't stick at all. Okay, so what you're going to get here, you're going to put this dog in this position here, and you're also going to have this one, if you're using our fence system, next to the fence. So as you can see, this has actually got a flat here, so it all matches, marries with the fence dogs, and this will go in here. Okay, you've also got your shaft dogs here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place these shafts in this part here, because I want these to be up close to the fence. As you can see, easily drawn in, and if I want to use a hex key to tighten them up, easily done so. And the same again on here. Once again on this side, it doesn't really matter because you're not really concerned about the fence, but on this occasion I'm going to put this in the center. Okay, once again, just nip them up with the hex key. So you've got the dogs all completely together. So I'm going to put them in the track. So as you can see on the track, you have 2 different slots. You've got the front one and the back one. With the Hinge Dogs, I'm going to slide them in on the back track. And as you can see, I'm just going to line this all up and slide them in. Now I've got the track together. So I've left them all loose, not tighten them up in any way, shape or form, and I'm going to just place them in the dogs like so. There you go. So I've got this now set. I'm using an 18mm board, so this is it all nice and flat on the track, and I'm just going to nip up the thumb screws here. So you can do that with your hand, or when you want to get a nice tight grip on it, because you can use a hex key with it as well, tighten that up. And the same on this side here. And as you can see, that's it all calibrated to an 18mm. Now, as you can see, it still moves up and down the track. Now you can leave it like that, but if you want to nip it down, you can do so by using a 3mm Allen key, and just to nip in the grub screws that are there. And that will prevent the track from moving and sliding when using it. And that's how you set up the Hinge Dogs. Now, if I'm using it with a fence system and the right hand fence, I can do that simply by just making sure that when you're putting your track in, that you're adjusting this accordingly to with your cutting strip. This one hasn't been used, but when you do use them, you have where your blade will actually cut. So using a square, I will then just place that here, place it up to the track, and then set it up like so. That is it all nicely calibrated with my fence system. Now, if you're using a right hand fence and you need to calibrate it, once again, I'm going to use the setup block. Now, I don't have the Mafell track saw here, but I'm just going to sort of represent it with a 2mm setup block. So once again, I can put that here, slide that up here, and this is your 20mm from your cutting edge there. What you can do when you're cutting, you can also set up these narrow cut slide stops, which allow you to and have full support when you're bored, when you're cutting. If you're doing repeatable cuts, that's great for that sort of thing. So there they are. These are available on our website. They are still on pre-order because we've got a lot of orders for these, but we are starting to ship as they're coming out from the machines and from anodizing. But they are available on benchdogs.co.uk. Thanks for watching.